All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It is 9:58 a.m. Saturday, March 8th. You already know who it is. Targeted Individual CJBK, live in New York City. So, first and foremost, hope everyone's doing all right. Hope you're studying about this nanotechnology, and I'm gonna tell you, like I tell you this all the time, one of the best ways you can try to reduce the amount of energy that's being stored up in your body, or how efficient they can efficiently they can transfer the energy from whatever power source they're pulling from into your body is learning about what complications that they have already written and put into these studies and articles. Learn about the complications and the concerns that they have with smart dust or wireless body area networks, wireless sensor networks. Learn about interference. Learn about the things that they try to see if they can overcome, just to keep signals going, no matter where the signal's resonance is at. So it's like, one thing I know for certain now, this was never going to be an overnight fix. And literally there are no overnight fixes. There are no one trick pony fixes for this type of torment and for this type of technological system. I've mentioned this in the past before, that we basically are walking through what's considered an electrostatic smog, right? So when you think about when your body is underwater, right? It's like you're not necessarily thinking about it in this way, but you got to think about it like there are an insurmountable number of water molecules that's enough to literally fill a pool or lake, whatever. But you got to think about it like this: these are small, like the water, like a water molecule might be like maybe less than a nano or something like that. Anyway, so it's like you got to remember, we're walking through, like, even though you can't necessarily see it with the naked eye, with the daily spraying of these chemicals, funguses, parasites, smart dust, and I've already read that they actually build some smart dust or some nanotechnology off of the DNA, or some components of it are made from fungus or other types of biological organisms, because they want to try to make the nanotech able to pass into the body without being interfered with by the immune system, right? So it's like, when you think about it, we're trying to see if we can reverse engineer something that they already have written down and published about their concerns. Their concerns about, latency or attenuation. There we go. Attenuation. That's the word they use. Oh, thank you. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to create interference between some remote transmitter that is basically locked on to our bio frequency, our bio signature frequency. So I don't know, like, if my biosignature frequency is like 1, 2, 3, 4. They have a solid connection with my 1, 2, 3, 4 frequency. So, and you got to remember, we're connected to the internet, whether we have a device on us, whether we have a phone on us or not. And this is the part that a lot of people seem to be missing. They believe that if they don't have their phone on them or don't have any technology on them, you're not linked to the internet no more. No, the internet is passing through your body every second. The internet is passing through your body every second. This nanotechnology is already linked to the internet. So it doesn't matter if you don't have your phone on you. The nanotech is already linked to the internet. So it's in your body. You are connected to the internet. I like how I say these things out loud as people are passing, because I don't know, I feel like people are still listening. So if she's not being targeted at all, which I don't think, or the guy wasn't being targeted at all, which I don't think, they might overhear and be like, what is he talking about? Body connected to the internet. And then in my mind, I'm thinking, at some point in the future, if they don't know, they may hear it again and they'll go, why does that sound so familiar? Because you heard somebody talk about this already, So, wow, somebody's in a rush. Most of the time, these, the TC drivers, some of the Uber, not all of them, because I know people who do Uber and whatnot, but some of these people, they just be in a rush to go nowhere. And y'all hear me talk about this all the time, but they just be in a rush to go nowhere, but anyway, back to targeting. So, all right, this smog, right? If I don't even want to even try to imagine if there is a countable number for all the different sensors and nodes of smart dust, because each little I guess each little particle of smart dust is basically, I would think maybe that's considered like a node, or maybe the smart dust assembles to form into like a bigger unit inside the body, and then that creates a node. But I'm not entirely sure. I'm still reading up on some of this stuff. But think about it. This stuff is basically like an invisible fog, right? And we're breathing this stuff in every day. The moment you step outside of your home, if you haven't already invested in some type of, if you haven't invested in some type of air purifier and a UV light in the home, the moment, and then you don't especially if you keep your windows closed, and I'd hate to say cover your ventilation, because sometimes you might need that ventilation, but it gets in through the ventilation. But anyway, it's the moment you step outside your home, you expose yourself to trillions of more sensors. So even when I realized that I could take my salt bath, right, that would help draw out maybe some of it, would maybe not just draw out but deactivate some of the at least some of the more superficial, on the surface of the skin, and sensors that maybe have not completely penetrated through I guess my skin or blood brain barrier or whatever. And then it's while I'm in the tub, I could feel electromagnetic radiation being pulled out of my body. It feels wonderful, actually. And I honestly suggest that when you do take these baths, try not to have a device in the bathroom And if you can, don't have your light bulbs on unless, well, I'm gonna say the reason why you should do it that way, because if you try to take the bath, with all that electricity and stuff on, then you're still gonna be cleansing your body, but at the same time, you're not gonna cleanse as much because they're gonna have a resonance between your phone and your body. So as the water's pulling energy out of your body, you're gonna be taking in energy at the same time. Hold on. Okay, so and of course, there's all this lingering energy that's like, it's kind of like, all right, so if I was to describe my program, right? Hold on, I need to raise my seat. My seat feels too low. Hold on. Okay, so right, so we're walking through this electrostatic smog, right? And these nanobots, you got to remember, these nanobots, smart dust, they're conductive of the static that's flowing through the air. Whenever you hear about people talk about free energy or it's in the ether, stuff like that, well, you got to remember there's energy all around us at all times. There's energy, there's free flowing energy all around us at all times, right? Now, if you think about it, we're talking about energy at certain, like there's just energy. I don't know how much or how little, but there's just energy in everywhere, right? Now, if you spray nano-sized metals that actually have the functions of has the same functions as a transmitter in a space where its environment is full of energy, right? If you spray an environment that's full of static energy with nanoparticles, what do you think happens to the nanoparticles? They become charged, right? Now, if these things are so small at the nanoscale, what do you think is happening when it's everywhere, right? Like the abundance of oxygen in the planet, right? Think of smart dust everywhere. And it's like, people have described sometimes when they're having issues with breathing, like a lot of times, especially recently, a lot of people have been complaining of like feeling like they can't breathe. Like every time they try to take a deep breath, it always feels like they're constricted. Now, I'm gonna say this, right? And I'm just telling you, I've been doing a lot of reading. I've been watching a lot of presentations. I've been watching a lot of power slides, PowerPoints. I've been exposing myself to a lot of information about this technology and how they use it, how they're building it. I struggle with recalling all the details because, well, they're remote neural monitoring me, right? So, of course, they're going to try to control my memory recall, because if they can control my memory recall, then I would struggle with actually being able to explain certain things. And yeah, so think about it like this. We're walking through invisible, like we're basically walking through a charged, like an ionized, I don't know, air or something like that. I don't know. It's like the air we breathe is actually supercharged with static energy, right? And the static energy is coming from the numerous amount of signals from cell towers that's going around, and Wi-Fi signals, and you got the satellites beaming down data on Earth. So that's energy that these particles are absorbing. Like, these particles are charging or being charged and they're actively being able to be steered because, well, they're in an already charged environment. Because the environment is charged, think about it like this. All right, you see these two guys right here? Now, let's just say they have no idea about nanotechnology or anything like that, right? So those two guys, they're walking around and whatnot. They have no idea that their bodies are absorbing nano-sized antennas that could basically harness the energy from their body, not just the environment around them, but their bodies as well, because the human body is a conductor of electricity. Basically, every little living thing is a conductor of electricity, because we all run on a natural form of electricity. Your nervous system is a whole electrical system. Anyway, heads up. So, those two guys, right? They don't even realize that they have a digital twin of themselves that's already copied on the internet. They already have clones of themselves on the internet. They might not know. But hey, shit, people like me, we know. And then the people who are the secret society or the transhumanist society, they know. They might not know, but we know, right? Now, what I've learned as a weapon, once they're logged into the internet, someone now has access to the devices, the nano, the smart dust. Those are considered devices. That's why you are still connected to the internet, even when you leave your phone and everything at home, your watches, all that stuff. Even when you leave that stuff at home, the smart dust that's inside of their body is the device. That's why if you were to use like what do they call it, a Bluetooth finder or something like that, I kid you not, go into a place where you would probably find no other device around you, right? Go somewhere where you would find no other device around you, right? Let's say if you could get to like a wood somewhere, right? The only thing you should take with you is just your cell phone, right? If you turn on a Bluetooth finding app, right? If you turn on a Bluetooth finding app and you're standing in the middle of the woods, there's no one else around you, and you start picking up on devices, if your Bluetooth finding app start picking up devices and you're standing in the middle of the woods, I would like to wonder what could it actually be picking up, because there's no one else out here but me, right? So, with that being said, did I pass my stop? I don't think I did. No, not yet. With that being said, I'm telling you, I realize they're using people's bodies, whether they know it or not, to attack other people. So those two guys, right? They would have no idea that someone else has influence or control over the electrical activity of their body. Someone is controlling how much they can remember, how much energy they can have throughout the day, what pains they have, blah, 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 blah. Each of those people may have two different handlers, right? But let's just say this. What if someone puts in a contract and they say, oh, well, we don't like person A. So anytime someone gets near person A, create that resonance with them and then transfer the energy from person B to person A. So when you think about it, those two guys standing together will have no idea that someone is actually taking energy from their body to put into the other person's body. So what they think is probably a normal, knee pain or chest pain or something, nah, bro, you actually being attacked with the nano devices and the person standing next to you's body. Hold on. Okay, so now, all right, now here's the here's the greater thing, right? So someone will ask you, okay, well, how do you know that someone's, let's say, their energy, because you're claiming that that there are these nano-sized devices inside of, our bodies, and someone, damn, I wanted to go that way. And like, you're claiming that there's these nano-sized devices inside of our bodies, and someone can basically take the energy from one place or one person and transfer it into the next person. How do you know? Okay, first and foremost, the wireless body area network has been up and running in operation since the 1990s. I've seen some things say 1995. So we're talking 1990s, right? Most of the technology that's being used most of the infrastructure has been being built ever since 1995 to be able to do these wireless body area networks, these mesh networks, these the integration of, well, the Internet of Things. A lot of these things were being built up since the 90s, right? Okay. When you learn about the wireless sensor networks and how they work, right? And you got to remember, the human body is basically a giant battery. The human body is a giant battery, and the brain, and you can find a really great article on is it Popular Science? No, I forgot the name of the magazine. I think it is Popular Science. There's a great article in there titled "The Human Brain is what is it? I think it said the human brain is a radio or FM radio, something like that, right? Basically stating that the brain can be tuned like any other radio, like analog radio. It's all about resonance, brainwave activity. Now, the brain will be the antenna, the body is the power source, right? The brain is not just the antenna, but it is also the programmer. See, when you learn about people who meditate, you learn that what they are doing is they're tuning their body using their brain. They've learned that their brain can tune the cells of the body to act in certain ways, right? There's a reason why that there's studies of people who were once paraplegic, but once they start to learn about meditation and with a little bit of reading into human anatomy, eventually some of them actually start to walk again. Why? Because you can actually use your brain to speak to the cells of your body. I'm gonna give you one example, right? Okay, my right hand, from like my thumb down to the tip of my index finger, from my thumb to the tip of my index finger of my right hand, has been feeling some type of like numbing sensation. Hold on, let me get to this light real quick. Okay. Dang, I think I passed my... Anyway, so my right thumb to the tip of my index finger has been feeling like this type of numbing sensation all through here. Now, I haven't hit my hand on anything. I haven't banged it on anything or haven't done anything strange to it, but I'm gonna tell you this. Okay, you see right where that little bulge of muscle is at right there, as I flex my thumb, as I move my thumb back and forth, there is a kind of like a little fine point of vibration or vibrational sensation that I feel on my right hand. As I move my thumb back and forth, I could feel something in the top right part of my head moving as I move my thumb. Now, you're gonna think about that and be like, wait, that doesn't sound all, crazy, or that doesn't sound like technology. Or you're just feeling your brain responding to your hand to move your thumb. That's all you're feeling. No, what I'm actually feeling is there is a cord from the top right part of my brain that's connecting to my right thumb. Hold on, I'm like, okay, so right, I said that there's a cord that you can't see that's connected to my right hand, but it's not like something that naturally comes from me. It is a cord that is generated by the system. And the system itself, well, I think they basically choose what part of the body that they want to stimulate. They select that part on the digital twin because, well, the nano is all throughout our body. So the nano basically has decoded every frequency for every part of the body, right? So what they may do is probably select a part of the body on the digital twin on their computer or wherever, the app, I don't know. And then the system then does the rest. The system then resonates with that part of the body that you chose, and then it starts to send or find whatever sources that are nearby, including using your own body's energy to power the sensors through what I believe is called a multi-hop system. So like, let's say, okay, your body is the battery, right? Your body is the battery. Energy naturally flows like a kind of like this. It comes down through the top of the head and then out through what would be considered your root chakra, or your you could say your sex organs, or it just comes out through the bottom, right? Not necessarily through the sex organs, but you have a energy center there, your root chakra, right? But energy flows down, right? Now, as that energy flows down, it's also trying to flow out and towards the earth. That's what gravity's for, right? Gravity will pull energy down. So now it's flowing down and out through the body. But your natural biofield basically kind of creates this toroidal field, and there's toroidal fields in just about everything. So it kind of does this like so it kind of does this thing where it's like comes down and then it circles back over and around, and then it comes back down again, right? Now here's what I noticed. From the root chakra, it seems like they have like a beam that kind of comes out through the bottom, and then it's coming into here, and it's stimulating the prefrontal cortex. But I believe it's something more than just that. I think it's like energy coming into there. Whatever this area is, I notice every single person that I've come across, if I put my hand, or even they notice it, just doing this little motion right here, you can feel energy coming against your palm. You could literally feel energy coming against your palm, and it feels like a cord, I'm telling you. I think this one's probably also coming from the phone because I got my Bluetooth and all that other stuff on. But you can feel the energy coming against your palm. Now, what else? So, where am I? Right, so there's a cord connected to my thumb, and it's like, damn. Oh, see, I cannot stand working on windy days because it's like, it's making me have to do so much more than I want to do. working on windy days is so annoying. Because it's like this job is like, honestly, this is one of those type of jobs that should be easy enough for even, TIs to be able to do, right? Only problem is you're going to have to endure the exposure, the extra exposure of radiation coming from your phone. Because something else I learned, every app on your phone basically has a vulnerability that allows them to be able to, I don't know, I guess maybe change the code, the packet or something. How you doing? All right. Oh, right. So, what I learned is that I figured out that a lot of apps, I'm not entirely sure, but I've learned something. So whenever I go into my phone settings and you see your cellular data, and then you see the apps that has access or permission to use your cellular data, I noticed that whenever I turn off access for, let's just say I want to turn off access to my cellular data to all apps, right? What I learned is that every time I turn one app off to have access to my cellular data, I feel this pressure like reduce inside my brain. Matter of fact, almost every setting in my phone that I turn off, including the camera itself, I feel pressure reduce inside my brain. Let me see. Now, I don't know in particular if they're basically using the vulnerabilities, like the poor, security that's done on most apps, if they're using those as like, I guess like, I don't know, like access points to your phone. Because if they could gain access to your phone through an app, they'll do that, and then they can basically use the features of your phone to extract data or information about your body. So what I learned is that upon turning off many features and turning off apps in my phone, I would feel pressure reduce in my brain. I guess that kind of goes into the idea of maybe it could be like a special type of malware that they have programmed. I think that's everything. It's like a special type of malware that they have that can, I don't know, use the functions of different apps or something. I'm not sure. What? There gotta be hold on. Okay, so right, as far as the system, once they select the part of the body they want to stimulate, the system pretty much does the rest. It's like you put in a coordinate, right? Then once you put the coordinate in, just like how you see GPS, and when you use GPS, it draws like the little line, and it shows you the directing step of which path you should take to basically get to your destination. Well, that's literally how a wireless sensor network pretty much look. When you look at the schematics of it, it's just that you have all these different nodes all throughout your body, and the what they call the what is it called? There's two different names for the part of the network that is responsible for controlling all data movements and transactions. It's called the, hold on, give me a second. It's two words. It's like one of them is called the communication hub or connection hub, and then the other name, what is it called? It's like the connection hub, and then what is that other name? It's called like a connection hub, and then kind of like a gateway. I think that's what it was, a gateway, right? Up here, I believe it's like something up here, even though you can't see it, but with the right technology or the right type of I guess camera or something that can see different spectrums of light, you would probably see what may appear to look like a cloud or something up here, but it's like a hub, and all information is going into your biofield and coming out of your biofield through this hub up here. So I'm still learning about all this, but that's pretty much how I kind of am getting the gist of this whole sensor network thing, and how they basically use the sensor networks to find a way to stimulate or overstimulate, different parts of our body. It's like I feel my cognition declining. But there's been an increase in pressure buildup in the right side of my brain. So I'm trying to stay focused and remember what I wanted to say, but it's like I feel all this pressure here, right? If I turn my palm facing this way, I can feel something hitting against my palm, and it's hitting here, but it's not like burning the surface of the skin. It's deeper, right? So what they're basically doing is controlling the way the signals transfer between each other, or the signals. What am I trying to say? It's like they're controlling the neurons. They're controlling the neurons' ability to be able to fire and receive neurotransmitters from the other neurons. So they're controlling that, right? It's like I'm trying to tell my brain, okay, remember the word red. So it's like the brain receives me giving it a command to remember the word red, right? But what they do is they take light stimulation or sound stimulation, or light waves or sound waves, and they basically stimulate the nerve or the neuron that's supposed to receive the neurotransmitters that tells the other neurons red, right? But what they're basically doing is they're controlling your ability to control your own neurons. And the only thing that's really small enough to be able to do such a thing are nanosensors, right? Now, we already know about the type of sensors that you can hook up to a cap, and then you put it on the cap, or if it's not a cap, there's like the implant type of electrodes. I think I got it over here. There's like the electrodes that get implanted in the brain, and then you can connect stuff to it, whatever. Then you got the whole Elon Musk Neuralink chips type stuff. You got that part. Hold on. Right, so like I said, it's a network. Like, just like how you see GPS draws up like on the map what direction or what streets you should turn and stuff like that. That's exactly how the sensor node system works. They literally are like connecting the dots of where they want energy to transfer to. So if they wanted energy to, like, as you're moving around, you're like a moving node, right? You're like a moving you're like basically a device on the move, right? Everything that you see has the ability to resonate with you through these sensors. Hold on, gotta see what block I'm. 1 second. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much it as far as tech talk that I got for now, because I can't even remember a lot of things. So what else? Damn, it's like what else is on my mind? Oh, okay, so psyops, right? Now I have been doing my best to try to with a very, very fine-tooth comb work myself through just about every word that they use in, you know, the V2K against me, or synthetic telepathy, or microwave heating attack, right? Or microwave audio attack. Either way, you know what I'm talking about. So, oh, come on, brain. It's like, as I'm trying to remember things, it's like, it feels like someone's putting a little nano-sized piece of cotton in between my neurons, and it's like, you can't remember. We're going to stop you from remembering. You know, that's it. It feels like stopping up a tub, or it feels like if like a beaver had built a dam that's blocking the flowing path of water, right? That's exactly what it feels like. But instead of it being like a dam, it's literally like light or sound waves that are controlling the gates, controlling the gates that allows the flow. I can't even remember. All right, I'm gonna just move on to the next thought. Psyops, right? So words, that's where I was at. Words. Every word they use is carefully selected and has been programmed to do a specific thing within the brain and body. Every word they use has like a packet, basically. Think about when like data is being transferred from one place to another. It comes as a, like, it's a packet. It's a packet of codes and whatnot, right? So it's like every time I try to get on a roll, I can feel the pressure build up in my head again. And it's like every time I exhale out my mouth like that, it's like I'm reducing the pressure, but then it builds back up. Like I told you, my phone, they're using the phone because I could feel the energy. I could feel like the energy coursing over the outer layer or the skin of my right hand. I could feel the energy pulsing around the phone and going towards my body. But yes, you gotta realize that every word is like, okay, it's like I stopped thinking about it for a while and then it comes back. So every word that you hear, whether it's through V2K or whether it's like gaslighters and whatnot that's just around you, every word that they use around you is programmed to create certain actions or react. What? What's up? I don't know why. Anyway, yeah. So every word that's being used has a packet of information that's going to be received or downloaded into your brain. it's like let's take like, okay, so let's say the word red, right? If you don't have V2K, let's say you were home one day, right? And then I don't know, you had, maybe for whatever particular reason, you had some particular focus on this red jacket in your coat, in your closet, right? So they, through the devices or nano smart dust that's in your body, they have already taken note that you have mentioned go. They're not gonna go? All right, they're not gonna go. All right. They have taken note that you have a red coat in your closet, right? So now the whole trick is to tell everyone who's around you to mention either the words red coat or red around you, right? Now what they have done in their remote location, I believe, is they coded up some type of specific response or something inside of, like, what am I trying to say? It's like they program the word red so that whenever you hear it, it basically it forces your brain to align with a certain frequency, and whenever your brain aligns with that frequency or resonates with that frequency, it kind of creates like an opening, like a access. So whenever, like, let's say this guy with the blue bag, he says the word, I don't know, red, like, and then in my mind, for whatever reason, I hear red. Now, knowing that we're connected to the cloud and everything is all about programming and code and stuff like that, they've already programmed the word red to do something in the body. Because I'm already connected to the cloud. I am always connected to the cloud. We're all always connected to the cloud. So when they click on your digital twin and they program and they select that the word red will, stimulate, will create a stimulation in your right eyelid, right? So when somebody walks by and they say red, the AI system is now sending a packet of information or stimulation to your brain that says to twitch your right eyelid because you heard the word red. I know that sounds crazy, but that's actually what I've seen performed in a test with lingual programming and things like that. And then it's just like, that's just when you're talking about using like just using the words, but I don't know the tech part about, I just don't know that much about the tech part. But I already understand that through I can't even speak right now. That's how much pressure I feel in the right hemisphere of my brain. And then it's like my bike is now doing this weird thing where it's like dragging or pulling, like almost as if like someone is pressing the brake on my bike, and it goes Now what I also realized too is, I think I've said this before, is that they have a resonance between my body and the battery and motor of the bike. So I am constantly absorbing energy from this bike, and it's going into my body and my brain. The phone being positioned right up in front of my chest, I could feel a resonance between the phone and my chest. They're sending stimulation to the right side of my chest, which is interesting because my heart isn't on that side, but they're stimulating some tissue on the right side of my chest. They might be trying to go for a lung or something, because it feels deep. Like, it feels deep Like it's a deep resonance. When I breathe, yeah, I feel it on the right side of my chest. So it must be the lung, like my right lung or something. Because my heart is on. It's like your heart is over here, but what I'm feeling is this. Let me see. Yeah, right here. There is a resonance, and then the cord is like basically it's going in right here. And if I follow it, it's going to the bottom of my phone, right here. But it kind of goes like this. Like it kind of goes like this, and then it goes here. Now, they can basically make you connect to just, I don't know how many different things that they can make you connect to, but it is possible for them to connect multiple devices or people to your body. Let me see, multi-hop mesh networks, or it's like I can't recall all the details that I know I should know, but I can't recall them all at the moment. But anyway, if anything, y'all really need to watch Sabrina Wallace's videos, because Sabrina Wallace does a really amazing job at explaining what I'm trying to explain. But not just Sabrina Wallace. There's a number of different people who are doing the very same thing that I'm doing. I don't know. I'm not gonna keep y'all too much longer because they're really disrupted my ability to keep a focus and train of thought. So I'm going to conclude with one last thought. I recently posted this long spiel on Facebook about my experience and how pretty much I can tell a lot of people probably know what's going on, but they're not going to say anything because they want to protect themselves. Then you got the whole stigma about, snitching and whatnot, and nobody wants to be, labeled as a snitch, so they're not going to say nothing, do anything like that. Then there's these other aspects where they're like, oh, there's people, hey, what's up? Dang, I done forgot what I was talking about again. Right, words that basically have computer code, that basically are programmed with computer codes to create certain actions to occur in the body. I don't know, he was taking a long time to figure out what he was doing. Right, there's that part, and then there's, okay, so I understand that, well, actually I overstand now. I overstand that there are definitely 3 different groups of people in the world when it comes to this stuff. It's theirs who do know, and they get the benefit of using the technology and the benefit of not being targeted. Then there's those who do know, and they're being, well, basically targeted, right? And then there's those who don't know, and actually there's 4 groups of people. There's those who don't know about this technology or targeting, and they could actually be having their bodily functions controlled by someone else that they may not be aware of, that's controlling them. And then you got those who don't know, and there's those who don't know that they're being controlled, and they may not be getting attacked, but they may be being enhanced and influenced to think and move in certain ways. So kind of like a well, not necessarily like a Manchurian candidate, or maybe kind of like a Manchurian candidate, now that I think about it. Because if you ever seen, what was it, Manchurian Candidate, and then there's American Ultra, right? American Ultra with Jesse Eisenberg. That's a perfect example of how they use words to basically program certain things to be activated, or program certain bodily functions to occur. It's like literally just like having these secret words that can be said to produce the feeling, produce an emotion, or a secret word that can be used to activate, I don't know, maybe memories or something like that. All right, you're not going. So, ooh, this wind is strong. Oh my goodness, the wind is slowing me down. I'm like, come on, Chris, get it out. It has something to do with people, and it's like people that I know who may be watching my posts or videos, but they're not letting me know that they're watching or reading my posts. So it's like I'm at the point where I'm realizing that, come on. It's like I know what I'm trying to say, but it's like the words are being blocked from me being able to say it. It's like I know what I want to say, but I just can't find the words. Or it's like, oh, it's not. I was like, how did she fall? Was she like leaning out of the stroller? I don't know, it's on camera. Dang, man, it's like I know what I'm trying to say, but I can't even, it's like I can't get the words out. It's like I know what I want to say, but I just can't get the words out. And every time I try to think harder about it, I just keep feeling this pressure build up on the right side of my head, right in the prefrontal cortex, where all communication and everything is where communication is basically can't even find a word to explain that. Basically, the part of the brain that controls your ability to communicate or speak languages. That's all a part of the prefrontal cortex. Anyway, I know it had something to do with people watching my video. Why are you the only one on over here? Oh, there must be somebody double parked over here. All right, there we go. Wait, there's so many bikes over here. Do they actually need me? Anyway, damn. It's like I'm trying to remember. It's like I know what I want to say, but it's like I feel like I'm being blocked. I'm gonna just pull up right next to this one. Oh, I know who this is. That's my girl's bike. Anyway, all right, I'm gonna just say this because I can't remember exactly what I wanted to say, but when it comes to the people who are watching my videos that I know, And because I have received some statements from people on Facebook mostly who known me for years before my targeting experience. They're all sounding concerned about me. One guy, he gaslights all the time, but you know that's been his MO since I know him since freshman year in high school. He was always a bitch anyway. But then it was like what else? Then there's some people who swear up and down that I'm going through a mental health crisis. It is crazy because they seem like some of these people actually see me in person, and then they're surprised because they seem like I'm normal. But I'm like, well, I am fucking normal. You just don't understand what it means to be in electromagnetic warfare, and there are devices inside your body that allow someone to control your nervous system. But hey, okay, let me just finish this note. So for those who are like, I guess, concerned, I mean, the fact that they're more concerned about my mental health and not the fact that I'm actually referring to things that have doctors, all right, and I'm referring to things that have doctors and engineers and everything, and computer engineers and all these different people talking about smart dust and how once it gets into an environment, they can connect it to the internet, and then all the data is collected by the smart dust and then sent to the... I'm talking about all this, but all everybody could think about is, oh, I wonder if he's okay mentally. Of course I'm okay mentally. Hello, tree. You know, so it's like, of course I'm okay mentally. I'm literally posting proof of how they're using technology that you can't even see with the naked eye to basically influence how a person functions. But all you thinking about is, oh, what's wrong with him? Is he going through a mental break? No. I'm literally battling against the beast. Because that's basically what the system is. The system is a beast system. It's a system that clearly, and when you think about it, they literally do have, I don't know why I'm walking this way, they literally have a system called Satan, and it is integrated in this whole system. The whole infrastructure is integrated into the infrastructure of the system. So I'm just like, okay, for everyone who's supposedly concerned, be more concerned the fact that they're actually doing these overstimulation experiments on just about everyone. But those who are getting it more frequently, and those who actually looked into it and found out what's actually happening and found out, yes, this is real, it's like they're just getting the worst of it. Most people probably don't even know that they're being influenced in so many different ways. Like, companies have money invested in this stuff. I mean, think about it. Nobody still has really thought about or understood the fact that things just pop into your mind. How often does a person ever just stop and think to themselves, why did that pop into my mind? I'm like, literally, I'm telling you, you are connected to the internet and someone implanted a thought into your mind. If it wasn't a healthy thought or a productive thought, something that actually is supposed to help you in some type of spiritual way, just know that wasn't God. Just know that wasn't God. That wasn't a benevolent figure. That wasn't no angel. I'm just letting you know, if a thought pops into your mind that is not healthy to your soul or your conscience or anything of that sort, if it's not a positive thought, someone sent that to you. All right? Now, I don't know. They're trying to make me feel like I guess anxious and whatnot, because they keep using certain words like your supervisor, or they'll you know they'll mention my girl's name a few times and say, oh, she don't really love you and stuff like this. So they got all these different things that they'll say about certain people that's in my life. And you know what? I'm getting through it. And you know what? I'm thankful for meeting TIs who's been going through it for like 10, 15, 20 plus years, because they're an encouragement to me. So I am encouraging myself, and I encourage every TI who's out there to remember, you can still keep going. We're not promised a life without pain. We're not promised a life without suffering. But we are promised that if we lean on the Creator, and not just on our own power and whatnot, but we also remember that we're being kept alive and given life every day in abundance to be able to continue to be a better version of ourselves and be better than those who are tormenting us. We must do that. I don't know. That's the best I could come up with right now. But take life one breath, one thought, one step, one day at a time. Peace.